Happy New Year. 2015 is officially here. We're going to let you know how Reno celebrated the big party last night. And we'll recap the scene in Times Square, New York, where 1 million people gathered to ring in 2015. Plus, we're going to show you some of the other amazing, and it is amazing, New Year celebrations from around the world. And those stories top your news right now. It's January 1st, 2015. Good morning. I'm your baby New Year.
Yeah, that sounded like you were a little tired when you rang in that New Year there. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm John Potter.
I'm Andy, and we're going to check in right now with Jeff Martinez. Good morning to you.
Jeff. Long night, huh? Good morning to you. Hope you had a great New Year's Eve. Happy New Year. Very cold temperatures out there this morning as we see a departing flight there. All of Reno Airport's on time. Looking good if you're traveling today. 11 degrees out there right now. 8 degrees at 8 o'clock. High today of only 33. More on your forecast in just a minute. Good morning.
Morning. 6:31 is our time. Can you believe it? 2014 over, 2015 officially here. Write it on the checks. 2015.
Yeah.
Okay. And anyway, people across the globe have been partying big time. They've been celebrating since the clock hit midnight.
Yeah, pretty fun. We're going to take a look at a few of those celebrations right now, and we're going to start with a look at New York.
Yeah, that's Times Square, New York, where about 1 million people brave the cold to welcome in the new year. And here's the famous countdown and ball drop. Oh, that midnight kiss starting off the year. When the ball dropped at midnight, it was estimated that more than 1 billion people from around the world watched it.
Look at that, an enormous fireworks display helped bring in the new year in Rio de Janeiro. The Copacabana beach hosted hundreds of thousands of partiers celebrating the new year.
And check out this countdown in France. Many French citizens welcomed 2015 at the Arc de Triomphe, one of the most famous monuments in Paris.
And not to be outdone, the Burj Khalifa Tower in Dubai. It is the tallest man-made structure in the world. It took center stage for this enormous, I'm not kidding, enormous fireworks show in the United Arab Emirates. Wowee.
You know, it's a little unfair to show Reno right after that, okay?
That was pretty.
We're a little bit smaller here. Of course, back here at home, the fireworks came back to downtown Reno to usher in the new year.
And we did a pretty good job. Our own Adam Barahachko braved the crowds and the cold to get this rooftop video of the amazing display that we had. It was nice. Thousands of locals and visitors turned out to see the show, lining Virginia Street to catch the pyrotechnics. There they are. The fireworks were set off from 3 different locations on the roof of the Silver Legacy. Circus, the El Dorado, and Silver Legacy, along with the city of Reno, sponsored the fireworks show. Investing in the fireworks brings business to the casinos both before and after the big show.
And they all braved the bitter cold last night. And this morning, really not much warmer. How far down did we get last night, Jeff?
Well, right now we're at 11 degrees. We dropped down to 10 degrees so far. We're at 11 right now. We can still drop off another couple degrees before our sunrise coming up at 7:19. So very cold conditions out there. We talk about these inversions that we get around here. That's when it's warmer in the higher elevations and colder in the valley floor. That's what we have right now. It's 19 degrees up at Slide Mountain, up around 9,000 feet. 11 degrees down here on the valley floor. 4 at South Lake Tahoe. -1 in Lovelock. Oh boy, I hope you're staying warm there. How about -8 in Eureka? 2 in Fallon. Minden checking in with 0. Carson City, good morning. You're at 5 degrees. Truckee 3 degrees and Bridgeport -3. And we want to include Hawthorne in there with 14 degrees your current temperature. Traffic moving along well. Fairly light traffic on this holiday. No accidents to report around town. All of our mountain passes are open with no controls. They had a little bit of snow down there in Vegas overnight and some snow up around the mountains of Flagstaff and into New Mexico and Colorado. We will stay dry for the next several days, in fact, as high pressure builds into control. So we do have a voluntary yellow no burn code. So if you don't have to use that fireplace, try not to. Our air quality will kind of degrade here the next few days with those light winds and those inversions setting up. So you may see some hazy skies around the area, but otherwise mostly sunny today, just cold. Temperatures right around 33 degrees. Coming up, we'll check out your weekend forecast in just a few minutes. That's your latest weather. Have a happy new year. Back to you guys.
All right, thank you for that, Jeff. Well, while there were plenty of celebrations last night, sadly, there were a great many unfortunate incidents as well. One was an accident that left a person dead in closed traffic lanes in Sparks last night. The accident happened right before 8:30 near the intersection of North McCarran and East Lincoln Way in Sparks. And that's when authorities say a pedestrian crossing McCarran ran in front of a car and was hit. The pedestrian was pronounced dead at the scene. NHP says the man was not in a crosswalk at the time of the accident, and the driver of the car is cooperating. Drugs and alcohol do not appear to be factors. Roads in the area remain closed for hours. Now, anyone with additional information is asked to please call NHP at 687-0400.
We have developing news for you this morning. It has happened again. For the second time in a matter of months, the Tahoe Queen ran aground in South Lake Tahoe, and passengers got off the boat just hours ago. Landon Miller is in the newsroom with the latest developments. Good morning, Landon.
Yeah, good morning, John. Well, about 200 passengers were on board the Tahoe Queen for a New Year's Eve cruise. Now, according to one passenger, they were about a half a mile away from Zephyr Cove when they got stuck.
About 1:15, he came on and said that we were stuck and that a tugboat would be there in 15 minutes. And so I, went outside and I kept looking, timing, taking pictures with my time, and there was no tugboat. There was no tugboat for an hour.
So Christy Murphy, her 11-year-old son, and a friend were on board for New Year's Eve. She said shortly before 1 o'clock this morning, they realized that they were not moving. They were stuck about a half a mile away from shore. She says when the tugboat finally arrived, they were able to push the boat off of the bottom of the lake and break free, but it did take some time for that to happen. She said many of the passengers, of course, were very shaken up about the situation, especially at one point, there wasn't any heat.
That was a good 30 minutes, 45 minutes. It was starting to get really cold in there. I mean, we were all starting to shiver and everything.
The passengers were never taken off the Tahoe Queen. Instead, the boat was able to make it to shore by itself. The U.S. Coast Guard is confirming with us that the boat did run aground and that all of the passengers are safely off the boat. The investigation now shifting towards why this happened and how to prevent it from happening again in the future. You may remember this is the second time it happened just over the last 5 months. Covering the story live in the newsroom, Landon Miller, Channel 2 News.
There has to be some scary moments, even though you're not too far from shore and everything. But we've seen ferries sink. The water's cold, so it had to be pretty.
You have to ask, with the lake so low, why they're trying to run the thing. Okay, because it got stuck in August because of low levels. It got stuck on a sandbar and everything. So, second time for the Tahoe Queen.